Rhode Island police slammed and handcuffed a man, slammed his head into the pavement. Here's the video. The man was handcuffed. The man was handcuffed. Now I'm going to give you some detail. The video is a little grainy. So the start of this video, which has been reviewed and independently verified by Target 12, shows Captain Stephen Goncharello and Lieutenant Matthew Jennett wrestling Providence residents Armando Rivas, 21, to the ground and handcuffing him. That's what it shows, all right? So the captain is then seen holding the victim down with his knee as the other officer makes a call on his police radio. Soon after, the captain grabs the victim by the hair and hits the suspect's head on the roadway. One of the officers is then heard yelling, "Stop moving," as the captain continues to hold his head against the ground. This is the victim, all right? His name is Armando. Armando, who had left his Jeep Cherokee parked unattended in the travel lane after fireworks display in Indiana Park Point, July 3rd. That's all he did. This is one of the cops. One of the cops in the video, this is the captain, a 25-year veteran who was the one that slammed his head into the ground. The other officer in the video is Lieutenant Matthew Jennett, who has been on the force for 17 years. Now, let me remind everybody at this point, these are veterans of the police force. These are individuals that have rank, they have position, they have supervising powers. They create the culture, they protect the culture, they teach the culture. They are the biggest nightmares on the police force, the biggest ones. According to the police report, when the two officers tried to clear the area of traffic, they decided to have the Jeep towed. The police report also stated, by the way, it's a lot of lies here. Rivas returned to the car while it was in the process of being towed and shouted profanities at the officers. That's according to one of the reports, and tried to get into the car. The report says that Officer Jennett then tried to arrest the suspect, who was wildly attempting to break free, and another cop tried to restrain him. So the captain, according to his narrative, ran to the scene and joined the attempt to restrain the individual. They go on to describe the captain as using a palm heel strike, a police technique, to the head of the victim prior to him being placed in handcuffs. The report does not mention the slamming of the head, which is seen in the video 12 seconds after you see the handcuffs being placed on the individual here. So they left out pertinent information on the police report. That's called a lie. You see, a lie is what you say or don't say. A lie is what you provide or do not provide in order to deceive someone else. That's a lie. It can be commission or omission, is my point. While the video doesn't necessarily show the entire incident, it shows enough to know the cops lied on the report. The incident was not captured by neither of the officers' body cams because the captain has not been issued one, according to him. Providence Police Commissioner, let's put him up. His name is Stephen Perret, was unaware his officers weren't wearing body cams, so he's pleading ignorant. A statement made by the commissioner says, and I quote, "They were using force and it's disturbing of what I have seen thus far. There's a lot more we need to do on what led up to it, and perhaps witnesses can fill in some. But the 30-second clip I have seen is concerning, And that is why we initiated a review along with the Attorney General's office so we can review it and look at the policy. The report also claimed that the victim was reaching for his waistband during the struggle. Once again, where police found a 1.5-inch knife in his waistband, according to the report, we believe it indisputable that the police actually added that in order to justify the severe violence they did to this person. Okay, interesting. So, Ms. Dahl, as an attorney, you're looking at this, man is handcuffed. Obviously, he is subdued, right? Maybe the cops are mad because profanities were yelled or there was some kind of back and forth, but that doesn't give a cop a reason to handcuff you and then start bashing your head into the cement.
No, absolutely. It does not seem justified. The threat against him, if any, should have been finished at the point that they handcuffed him and they had him in custody, essentially. Yeah. I think your point about lying on the report, I have said this so many times, we need to hold lies on reports and search warrants to a really punishable standard. That's why Breonna Taylor was killed, because they lied in the search warrant that they obtained for that raid. So many times there are lies on police reports and they get away with it. And that, to me, if I lie to the court, I'm gonna lose my license. How as a lawyer am I held to a higher standard than somebody with a gun? And also, one other really quick point, a lot of times we see in these excessive force, it is the more senior officers that are involved. It's not a junior officer. I mean, even the Derek Chauvin case, when he came on scene is when things escalated. So it's not a matter of a lack of training. It is something that's going on because when they're there a long time on the force, we often see these excessive things. I see it over and over again in the stories that I cover.
That's right. They know what they can get away with because they know the culture better than the newbie. That's why they do it.